Hey man, the name's Jackie. Have you seen any Predacons?
I have not seen any Predacons. No, I haven't.
Alright dude, cool, thanks.
Sucker!
Lazerback, chaotic Predacon rebel whose only goal is to scour Earth clean of the Autobots.
Welcome back to eBEFOREi video reviews, this time reviewing Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Lazerback. Now, I've been looking forward to my first Predacon figure, so let's go over the box real quick. He's already opened up, and includes Toxic Strike Blaster. Of course, why wouldn't it? Cool little Predacon symbol there. Picture, here we have our technical specs. His strength is an 8, intelligence an 8, speed is 6, endurance 8, rank of 5, courage 7, fire blast 6, and skill of 4. He is Deluxe Class Series 2, Figure 3. And there's a Photoshop picture. On the back, you've got some more stuff in the one-sentence bio. On the other side, you have absolutely nothing but clear plastic. And on the bottom, more things for you to buy. So that's the box. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at Lazerback. Here we have Lazerback opened up and out of the box, and he looks different. And different's not a bad thing. I mean, he's not your run-of-the-mill Transformer, and I really think in this case, this actually works in his favor. He's got a very cool head sculpt. I mean, that's pretty neat. Pictures don't do this toy justice. When you see this guy's head, you know, he actually has the fangs and the kind of animal nose, and the real, at least in this camera, kind of these green slit eyes. And yeah, he's pretty cool. As for the overall paint, you've got this metallic, real nice gold in the head and right up here on the chest. You have his Predacon symbol right here on each of his arms. Again, I love symbols on robots. And the fact that these are on both of his arms, really, really cool. I like that. Do more of that, Hasbro. You have nice purple painted here and yellow here and purple and yellow and red. Oh my, that's what you have. Let's go ahead and take a look at this weapon. As you can see, this top part is a very, very soft rubber, which kind of feels nice. So you can peel that open. That's how I had it open in robot mode when he was holding it as a weapon. Again, it's got some nice detail on it. You know, as you can see, it has detail inside the soft rubber. Kind of cool. And, you know, different detail on the outside. So it's not just like, hey, we had to put something on the inside because it's the reverse of the outside. I don't even know what that means, but you know what I'm saying. They didn't have to do this part, and so it's pretty cool that they did. Now, you've got this kind of swirled-in paint, as is common on all of these Beast Hunters figures. Right there, kind of a gold swirl. Odd choice, but, you know, he's got gold on the figure. Why not? Just splash some more paint in. Now, this thing does shoot, so if you push this button, good grief, that's hard. Alright, so Hasbro does not care about your child's eyeball. Just know this, because if you shoot this right in your eye, it will come out. Your eyeball will be laying on the reviews table if you have one, and why wouldn't you? So yeah, that's what will happen. This is just tremendous force. I bet I can knock this guy down. Nope, but I think I just scratched some paint. Oh man, there is some serious force behind that. So clearly, they are not concerned about your kid's eye. If you don't have kids, they're not concerned about your neighbor's kid's eye. Think about that. He can hold this as a weapon. You have to watch out for this little yellow bit behind him, because it will interfere a bit with his elbow, but you know, it is what it is. Ow, jeez, I just shot it in my own eye. So anyway, you know, he can hold it in his hand. Just be wary that this part is, you know, going to kind of interfere with his elbow joint, but you can still get it in there and it looks fine. Now, you can also close this up and have him hold it that way, and that kind of looks, you know, a little bit goofy. I like the way it looks. I think maybe a bit better when it's open. That's just me. You do what you want. You can also store this on his back, and there's a hole right there, and actually there's two holes. There's one here, and you can put this on either one and, you know, get some decent weapon storage on top of this guy's head. And, you know, I think if you're going to do that, you might as well open these things up, and yeah, it looks kind of cool, I suppose. So you can do that. Now, I know that Beast Wars was famous for taking things like this. Transformers that were beasts, they would transform, and these things would become, there were no hand. I mean, that was the hand. So you'd have one real hand and one of these things. Never a fan of that, and I don't really like it here. So you have a couple of options. You could probably get this to fit up under here to leave it kind of like a mini tail. I'm saying you can. I mean, I'd probably have to work at it for a bit, but you get the idea. I'll tell you what I like doing with it, is I kind of like to just take this thing and hook it around his shoulder. That's just me. You don't have to do this. But I kind of think it looks cool there. So just kind of hook it in and set this figure up in a way where he doesn't look too dorky. And yeah, I think that looks kind of good. So, that's something else that you can do. And again, even on the side profile, yeah, you got a tail hanging on his shoulder, but, in a way it's weapon storage and it kind of gets it out of the way and it just is what it is. So anyway, articulation, his head's on a ball joint, up, down, all around in the funky chicken. He can do all that. His shoulders are on a ball joint. He has a hinge right here. His elbow moves. His hand does have a bit of a swivel on it. In fact, it does have a swivel. No waist articulation whatsoever. His legs are on a ball joint, and you have a swivel here, and this bends there, and it bends there, and his foot's on a ball joint. And so you've got lots of things that you can do with this guy to pose him up any way you see fit. As far as back kibble's concerned, you don't really have too much. That's kind of ugly, so that's, I guess, why you'd want to put this back here, to kind of hide some of that. All in all, he makes a pretty good robot. He's got a bit of a different look to him. Not a crazy fan of his purple feet. Just going to go ahead and say it. His purple feet and yellow socks. I don't get that, but that's just me. Size comparison in robot mode, you can see that he's actually, in pictures, he looks like a short, stubby little bot, but actually, he's quite a bit taller than Rumble, and he's actually quite a bit taller than Wheeljack, so that'll give you some scale for size comparison. Putting him next to a Voyager figure, you can see he's not quite as tall as a Voyager. Now his beast mode, I think he really shines, so let's go ahead and get him transformed. Alright, so transforming Lazerback is pretty simple, and the first thing we'll do is we'll come around to the back, we'll just close this guy up, and really all you need to do is squeeze it together, and you're basically done with that, so you're good for now. Next thing you want to do is go in and grab these chest pieces with your hands, and just pull them down. Just pull them straight down. After you get that done, you're ready to go ahead and pull out the beast head and just kind of get your finger in there and lift it up just like that. Beast head. Alright, to get the beast head out, and there you can do this. You'll notice that I didn't do this, but this piece right here opens up and it gives you a little bit more room to pull it out. I didn't really need to do that, so it's up to you and whether or not you need to do that. So as beast head, you're just going to lift up. And these two pieces are really going to try to come together here. So we're going to lift these guys up a bit. Just like that. I chose to put them down a bit for transformation. You can do it however you like. And you'll notice here that you've got two yellow tabs and two slots right there on the red bit. And you just want to marry these up and squeeze them together until you get a nice tight fit. And so here you've got it together. Get it together! Alright, just like that. From here, you can go ahead and close up his chest. So you just take these pieces and you bring them together. Now you want to fold in the hands, and to do that, you want to switch it so the palms face up. Rinse and repeat on the other side, and you're going to take this whole thing, and you're going to spin it into itself. Just like that. And then what you're left with is a beast foot. Now one drawback is his hands are fully visible in beast mode. In Lazerback's defense, he told Dreadwing, well, at least they're not coming out of my... Okay, yeah, you get the idea. So, anyway, moving on. You want to come around to the back side here, and his waist, speaking of Dreadwing, kind of reminds me of that here. You want to come down here to the waist, and you want to just separate the plastic. Alright, and the reason you're doing this separation is the next step is you want to come down, and you want to grab this tail, and you want to put it down. So if you left these legs together, the tail would have no clearance to come down. So now that the legs are apart, you've got some clearance for the tail. Now you want to take these legs and you want to beast them up. Just like that. Okay, so after you get the back legs all accordioned up, oh, and by the way, I should note that you have inside of these hip joints, you've got little peg tabs right here. So once you've got these things spread open, they should tab into place. That kind of lets you know that you're where you're supposed to be. Put the front legs as straight up and down as you can to achieve that kind of beast, like he's about to pounce look. Now for the obligatory attachments. Again, we've got this, and you'll notice that on the back of Razorback, you've got all this stuff. Okay, that's not pretty. You've got all these screws and just junk back here. So what you can do is you take this weapon, and you'll notice that there's a slot here in the tail, and so you can peg this in, and it'll fit back there real nice. And, bonus, it fills in the back with spikes and all. So very cool. I do like that quite a bit. Now the only thing that's left is to reattach the tail. And so we'll just go from underneath and peg that into the hole. And at this point, we're ready to pose him up, open his mouth, and here you have Lazerback in his beast mode, ready to pounce. And he looks great. I don't know how this comes across on video and pictures that you've seen, but this figure looks great in person, and it actually feels great in your hands. So I have no problems with beast mode whatsoever. He's decent size. We'll do some size comparisons here in just a second. Looking at some detail up close, the head sculpt on this guy is great. He's got the purple head, the yellow beak, so to speak. He's got some kind of greenish yellow eyes right there. He does have a mouth that you can open, and there's sharp teeth in there. So don't put any small animals or children inside the mouth. His Predacon symbols are still right here on his shoulders. Yeah, you got the hands, and we already talked about that. You know, the tail, rubbery, by the way, and I don't know if I mentioned that, but it's very soft rubber to kind of match the soft rubber on this back piece. And these yellow bits right here are soft as well. But just the overall stance, the way that this figure looks, I mean, he really does look amazing. Paint details are a bit scarce, but if you wanted to wait for a Takara release, you might get one with more paint. But I find that what he has, albeit lacking, really looks fine on the figure. I have no issue with the way that this guy looks. Now, you don't really have too much robot kibble, so to speak, but, you know, the chest is a bit hollow without the beast head in there. So you do have a little bit of hollowness down here, but again, he's facing down, so you're not really going to see that. So, you know, this guy just looks wonderful. I want to go ahead and read to you a little bit about the in-package bio. Now, on my previous Beast Hunter reviews, this would be the time where I'd tell you to pause your camera and read it yourself. But there's something very interesting here, so let's read it together.
Even as he floated helpless in the darkness of the hyper-evolution chamber, Lazerback could hear what happened around him. He heard much of what Shockwave said in his strange voice, and he knew before he emerged what his plan would be. Now, freed from the chamber, he is no longer interested in what the Decepticon scientist who cloned him has to say. Lazerback refuses to serve under anyone, not an overlord like Megatron, or a conqueror like Predacon. Instead, he is determined to see chaos reign. Stealing a tracking device from the lab, he blasts off, hoping to see chaos made king by the destruction of two tyrants who stand in his way.
So why is that interesting? Well, let me tell you something. According to that bio, this guy started out at Predacon, and he defected. So here we have someone who was designed, who was programmed to kill Autobots. But yet, he also hates the Decepticons and the Predacons. So, who might this guy join up with? I'm just guessing here. I don't know anything. But I wonder if that wouldn't be someone to join Thundertron's crew. Because he's a pirate and he's on a ship and he hates everybody from Cybertron. And I wonder if there's a connection here. Again, I don't know. I really don't know. I have no inside information here. Just a guess. And, by the way, Thundertron transforms into a beast, as you can see on his chest. So it's a possibility. Again, I don't know for sure. So at this point, if I get it right, then I'll brag all about it. And if I get it wrong, well, of course I was going to be wrong. Size comparison to another deluxe size figure.
Oh, it's Jackie.
Yeah, so he's about the same size as what you would expect from a deluxe size figure. He's actually pretty chunky. He's got some weight to him. One thing I should also mention, the weapon, once you peg this piece into his back, you can still pull this out. Okay, but now it's attached because it's slotted into a peg down here. And it's attached to this thing where this can go over his head and still shoot the missile in his beast mode. Dang, that's hard. So the bottom line, beast mode is fantastic. Robot mode is very good. If you like your robots to look a bit more human, this may not be the character for you. Not a big fan of detachable things like this, but all in all, not so bad. I really highly do recommend this figure as the first of the upcoming Predacon wave in Transformers Prime. So that concludes my review. I just want to take a quick second and say a very, very special thank you to everybody that watches my videos. My channel is only 5 months old now, and I just topped 255 subscribers and just reached over 115,000 views. Again, I could not be more appreciative. I work very hard every time I do a review to improve, and your support means absolutely everything, so thank you to every single one. And I'm trying to build this channel the right way. I'm not asking anybody for any favors. I really want to earn your trust and respect as a video reviewer here on YouTube, and I'll continue to work hard every single review to earn your respect. If you want to chat with me on anything that I review or things you want to see reviewed, you can get me on Facebook at facebook.com/eBEFOREi, and also on Twitter at twitter/e_before_i. So thank you very much. We'll see you again real soon. Today we're reviewing Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Razorback. Except it's Lazerback. So let's try that again.